we all feeling ready?
Yeah.
Y'all been ready. Okay. Here on the Sip Sota Show, we sit down with people and organizations that somehow, someway, make the world better. Come hang out with us. Get connected, get educated. I guarantee you're going to get uplifted. I'm your host, Unapologetically Anna. Let's go. Welcome to the Sip Sota Show. I'm your host, Unapologetically Anna. Today, I am sitting with two fascinating women from Ramsey County Emergency Communications. Welcome, Brenda Abla.
Hello, thank
and
you.
Natalie Simonet.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, ladies. Okay, so you work for Ramsey County Emergency Communications. That's a lot of words. Let's break it down. What is your specific job title?
So we're both administrative planning assistants. That's our current titles. Before that, we were telecommunicators for quite a couple years.
And a telecommunicator, just to clarify, is the person who answers the phone when someone dials those three infamous numbers now, 911.
That is correct.
Tell me your current title again, though.
Yep, administrative planning assistant.
And what is that?
So we do a lot of community engagement, and a lot of our projects are within the community. So any project that we take on, we try to implement just the community within itself.
I'm a little embarrassed, honestly, because I didn't know that was your job title.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, I always do this in my shows. We are connected because I sit on a community board.
Correct.
That was they founded, and we'll get to that. But so I see these ladies once a month, and I didn't know that was your job title. I thought you were community outreach coordinators.
Or you could call us that too.
Yeah,
that works.
I'm going to call the county and ask for a change in your job title.
Beautiful. I like that better.
Please. Come with a raise.
Because you're always out in the community.
Yeah, we are, yes.
Natalie and I, well, and you two have done a couple of community events, or I got to help y'all in community events. Natalie, can you tell me a little bit about reaching out to the community with Ramsey County Emergency Communications?
Sure. We hit the community pretty hard in the spring and summer. We tend to do as many series of events that we can do, generally providing resources and education to the community members about what we do at 911, what new initiatives we might have in the hopper, and what to look out for next.
In the hopper.
I know. I giggled
What's
at
the
that.
hopper, girl?
It's cute.
What is that? The center?
Just a saying, I guess. Maybe it's a Minnesota saying.
I went to Minnesota.
Up our sleeve on
There
deck.
you go.
Oh, okay. What makes Ramsey County Emergency Communications special?
I guess one factor is a lot of 911 communication centers. A lot of the staff members there are sworn in. Our center are not. We are not sworn in. We are civilians answering the phones. So I guess that's one specific thing that I would say would make us special.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's, to me, what I heard is more relatable to the community.
Correct.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say another thing that is unique at Ramsey is that we have their appropriate response initiative, and I don't know if we're kind of segueing into that, but we have designed new responses and new resources to go out to 911 calls.
Yeah. That we are going into that. But, we're headed there. What I love that you said earlier is to educate the community, because 911 has been around since I've been on this earth. And it sounds so simple, doesn't it? But, people do need some education, because sometimes people maybe don't want to call 911, or they don't understand what 911 actually does. So y'all are out there building that relationship, and I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing that's different about Ramsey County Emergency Communications, what we were just segueing into. Bring me back, Natalie, because I forgot.
Yeah, so we, a couple of years ago, took some ARPA funding and really looked at some data at Ramsey and tried to discover who was the most disproportionately representative in our criminal justice data. So that's looking at arrest rates. That's looking at folks who are financially obligated to the system. Maybe they owe fines, et cetera. So they designed all across, it's a county-wide initiative, but we have new responses that will go out to the calls with the goal of criminalizing people less and keeping people away from that criminal justice system when in fact they're maybe struggling with social needs or mental health needs or substance abuse needs.
So, and a multitude of people can be dispatched to service a 911 call. Social workers, mental health care professionals.
Correct.
What's the rest
Public
of
health
Responders.
Okay, and I love that I happen to be interviewing y'all today because my old co-host, Will Scott, shout out to Will, he's going to come up in every episode today. We were talking about people with autism, and I said, well, you know what, in Minnesota, he used to live here, and we actually met in Mississippi and then co-hosted a show together. So how cool is that?
Yeah.
Right? But I'm like, in St. Paul, Ramsey County, we don't send. We don't just send police officers or firemen to every problem. We have other people that are used.
Correct.
And later today, I'm also doing an interview with someone from the Minnesota Autism Society. And we have laws in place here that our police officers are trained. So it's kind of interesting. And it's full circle. Everything's always connected, so I say.
That's fun.
Can you tell me, let's do a breakdown. Let's do some education right now. 911, ring, ring, what happens?
Sure. I'll start. Maybe Brenda can be the dispatcher. So a telecommunicator, someone that does a job that both of us used to do, answers the phone by saying 911, where is your emergency? The where is critical for us. If by chance our call disconnects and all the information I get is where you're at, I can still send somebody. But if all I get is the issue or my neighbor's name, we don't know where to go to respond. So we'll ask, where is the problem happening? Where do responders need to go? From there, there's additional triage questions. We want to know who's there, what's happening, with the ability to paint a picture for the responders. And essentially, they're showing up blind, so they're dependent on what we put into that call to help them prepare how to respond. Are people verbally or physically heightened? There's a big difference in how the officer might walk in the door, right? So that's really the big piece of what we do at dispatch is relay as good of information as we can get from that call to the responder that's showing up. So as a telecommunicator, we are separate duties as far as the dispatcher and the telecommunicator. So as soon as I have enough information to start that call, I would enter it into our CAD system, our computer-aided dispatch system. And then someone like Brenda, the dispatcher, immediately is able to start sending resources to that call while I might still be on the phone with the caller getting real-time updates.
Are most 911 or emergency communication centers set up like that?
They are not. It depends, I guess, the county and how big the coverage is for that specific county. Ramsey County within itself, we are a two-stage center. So we have two different roles. A telecommunicator, just answering phone calls and getting the appropriate questions needed. And then the second role would be the dispatcher, who are just communicating with the responders and sending them the updates that my telecommunicator would be currently
So that's really efficient. And I remember when I first started sitting on the 911 Community Voices Board, we got a tour, and I remember y'all explaining to us, y'all have answered all the questions I'm giving you today to me before. But I don't think I realized one thing, and it's that by having a telecommunicator and a dispatcher, it's more efficient because the dispatcher's heart isn't as much in it. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't mean to take away from anyone's job or feelings, but if I'm on the phone with someone who's going through something severe and I can hear their emotions, I'm absorbing it.
Right.
And then I may not be as efficient as what I'm sending. Do you see what I'm saying? And now you've got someone who's just one step removed, a little less emotion being hit that can go, this is, so they can think on their A game.
Right. Yep.
Correct. And to switch gears mentally like that at such a high volume of calls that we answer our center within one day. We take just under 1 million calls per year.
That's so many.
So divide that up by 24 hours a day, 365. It's many, many calls. Often many shifts, it's back to back. The minute you hang up with your previous caller, it's ringing again with another situation.
Right.
Can I ask y'all about how you take care of your telecommunicators? Their mental How do you make sure they're okay to take this?
Right. Self-care is a huge important key within our center. Like you said, we take a lot of calls that can impact us in many different ways. So a big one is you have to do your best in work and life balance. Leave work at work. Try to leave home at home. Obviously, that's easier said than done. We have within our own center what we call our peer support group, and it's our own peers who took on training and were certified to be able to listen. They're not counselors or therapists, but who better to understand what you're doing than someone who does a job next to you? I can go home and tell my partner this is what happened, but they can only understand it to a certain level. So our peer support group is huge. We count on them for a lot of things. They can be personal or work-related calls that we take. We have employee assistance programs that are very easily accessible to us with many different resources. So I think that's huge that we push within our own center and our staff.
Awesome. Awesome. And I love that y'all are in the positions that you're in and that you were telecommunicators. I like that you have had all the experience and you can relate.
Yeah.
How does Ramsey County Emergency Communications? I think I just like saying that. How do they handle someone who is hard of hearing or deaf?
So all of our phone consoles are computerized, and they all have TTY, TDD capabilities. So if somebody does have that sort of device, we can sense that and communicate through that mechanism. I think that most often these days we see people who are hard of hearing call with a video sign language interpreter.
Correct.
So that person would say, I'm video signing with someone who needs help. They're at this address.
Yeah.
The other thing is they can text.
Correct. That's a little bit more.
So for any situation where someone doesn't maybe want to be heard or feels unsafe to be heard or simply can't be, any smartphone can text 911 with the same 3 numbers in your text messages.
And is the first response going to be 911, where's your emergency?
Correct.
I'm going to apply. Which actually is a segue into another thing, because I have made promises to different counselors that I would talk about careers.
Sure.
And there doesn't have to be a show dedicated to that. Absolutely everything is something.
Right.
Telecommunicator is a good career. I mean, how long have y'all been with Ramsey County Emergency Communications?
I've been there 6 years.
And I've been there 8 years.
And they're not telecommunicators anymore. They have moved up the ranks.
Correct.
I mean, there is growth, right?
Yes.
Is Ramsey County Emergency Communications hiring?
Yes, we are. We're always hiring. And just, I mean, I feel like every work right now is just like needing more people. That's kind of worldwide right now. But within our own center, we have so many promotions that we will always need spots to fill. Me and Natalie, I think we always say is we wish we would have did this sooner.
I love that.
Because it's such a career path. We could just keep going, climbing the ladder, whether we want to or not.
I remember you saying that too at our first meeting. And also, if you don't climb the ladder within the county, you have set yourself up for success for so many jobs, because you're managing stress, the amount of information. I think it increases compassion.
Correct.
You're learning more about every demographic possible in your area. So apply.
Correct.
If you're looking for a job,
Reach out.
try Emergency Communications. So there is a 911 Community Voices Board. What is it? Why does it exist?
So it's our first advisory board for our 911 center. First one ever, so we're kind of excited about it. The why behind it was we know there's been a lot of just harm done within community and just the emergency response. We know there's been harm. We know the history behind it, and we really wanted to find a way to just gap that bridge, because we don't want to continue that. We want to make a change, and we want community to trust and be more involved. So with this advisory board, we're hoping bringing on community members. So it's all based off community members that applied within Ramsey County, that can be the voice for the community. Give them a platform. Let them tell us their lived experience, maybe their ideas of what could be different than just our voice. Like me and Natalie, we've done the job. I would say we're also community members, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I have a bias, right? Because I've been a telecommunicator. I have a different lens that community probably has different than I do.
So myself and the other people that sit on the board don't have that bias, and we bring the community's voice.
Correct.
I'm really honored to serve. I'm honored to be able to learn from y'all. For me, I feel like I get to help bring people with disabilities voices to the table, and I take the information that I learned from y'all and give it to the disabled community. So it's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
it's all Ramsey County. I am particularly St. Paul strong. So with that, one other question, because all of this is really fascinating to me, and I hope to you. How many cities does Ramsey County have?
Go ahead. We have 16 cities.
Oh, my God. So earlier I was talking and I could only name 3. But Ramsey County Emergency Communications serves a large area, 16 cities, and saves lives.
Correct.
I'll say that. You save lives. So with all that said, y'all do understand that I think you're 2 people that make Minnesota better.
I thank you.
And that's why you're on the Sip Sota Show. Well, we talk to people who make Minnesota better, right? And we want to educate, connect, and uplift our viewers one episode, one story at a time.
That's awesome.
And hearing y'all's careers and being able to sit with you and learn has been truly a blessing. So thank you very much.
Likewise, Anna.
Thank you to our sponsors, Nine Labs Thrift, promoting community and sustainability. And thank you to Pilates for the People, making Pilates available to everyone.
So something that is new for us at the ECC, or the Emergency Communications Center, is that starting in November, we will have a new required process that requires all telecommunicators to offer a resource to callers reporting domestic violence. So we've co-created a new website that has a live network of domestic violence advocates who are partnered on this and that are ready and willing to take these referrals from 911. So generally in the past, it's more of a follow-up or an afterthought. Maybe if that responder has the card in their pocket, they could offer an advocacy organization to the person at the scene. But now it's something that at the time of the call, we'll be offering that. So maybe while they wait for that responder to arrive, or at a time when things calm down and they're at a better place, to say, oh, I have this resource to check out. So it's really designed to give that survivor, victim, the decision and autonomy over which advocacy organization they connect with, rather than the system saying, here, you get this.
And when the call's over, when the situation has been de-escalated, they still have someone to work with.
Correct.
I mean, that's amazing.
Especially when people don't speak English first. You really can envision how beneficial it would be to have that advocate walking with them hand in hand next to them throughout each additional part of the criminal justice system. We're the very first leg. So after us, they get to deal with the police officers and the attorneys and everyone else that follows.
And maybe they're exhausted after all that.
Quite often they are. And that's why I think people don't call and don't report and don't engage with us.
Yeah. And honestly, domestic violence it has so many facets as far as mental health and emotional health that you can't address it all or really know what's going on. So I think it's amazing. Did you start this initiative?
We did, yes.
I'm very proud of you. There's another reason I'm honored to know you. Yeah, this is awesome. And if anyone is watching in 2025, there's going to be there's informational sessions. So how can they find where those are?
So the information sessions are happening live via Zoom until the middle of November. They're bi-weekly, and we can share links and information with that for those with you maybe. And after that, we will have a fully video capture, like a training video created. So it will, what we create in person for our staff in next week, will be able to be replicated for future incoming classes. So they'll get a similar training.
Who's creating that for you?
So our fine friends here at St. Paul Neighborhood Network.
I love how everything's connected.
Yeah. We're so grateful for that partnership as well.
On my way into the studio, I talked to one of the producers, Steve, and I told him y'all were coming, and he said, it's funny, I was just there. I said, well, wonderful people are coming right back. St. Paul strong. It just keeps coming. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
I look forward to continuing to do good work. with y'all.
We do too.
Thank you for watching the Sip Sota Show.